Hello there, listeners, and welcome to Chad TV. I'm your host, Tom Beresford, as always, and I'm pleased to say that I'm joined live on the line now by our very own midfield maestro, Arron Scholes. Arron, firstly, welcome to the show. It's great to speak to you, obviously, following yesterday's 4-1 victory over Steeton. It was a great overall performance and a great way to respond to that emphatic 7-0 win on Saturday.
Hiya Tom, you alright? Yeah, it's probably the best time for me to come on the show after winning 2 games in a row.
Yes, Arron, you're quite right there, and it's a great little spell we're having at the moment. Obviously, yourself getting on the score sheet as well now, 4 goals in the last 4 games. It all started against Golka, that great 3-0 victory with yourself getting on the score sheet. Then in between that, there was a defeat to St Helens, which was a strange game because there was a crazy start to the match where we conceded those 3 goals, and then after that we pretty much dominated the possession. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net as frequent as we'd like to, and cash yourself away from that. Obviously, coming off the pitch at that game, the lads must have been so disappointed, and to react the way you did with a 7-0 victory over Cleatormore Celtic on Saturday. The performance just had everything. The work rate was fantastic, the tempo, putting 7 goals past Cleatormore Celtic. It must have just been such a boost for you, the team, everybody, and then to go up to Steeton on a cold Wednesday night and produce the performance you did, winning 4-1 in a great last 10 minutes where we put the ball in the net 3 times in the last 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, well, I think I'd gone about a year without scoring any football whatsoever, but Ashley was always saying to me about getting a goal soon. I knew as soon as I got one that they'd come. It was just the case of getting that first goal. That game against St Helens was a bit of a weird one because we started off all right, and then all of a sudden they just scored 3 goals from 3 chances out of nowhere after 10 minutes, and it was almost like just playing a game with them having a 3-goal head start, because it wasn't like they were battering us for the rest of the game. It was just a normal game. It was just a freak spell when they got those 3 goals. And the 7-0 gave us loads of belief and made us really confident, because when Steeton equalised to make it 1-1, we just went up the other end and scored straight away. And maybe a few weeks ago when we were going through a bad spell, we wouldn't have been able to do that, but it just showed us how good we were the game on Saturday, and then I think we took that into Wednesday.
The gaffer's mentioned on a few occasions now, Arron, that with having such a young team, despite the lads having so many games under the belt, it's all about gaining that experience, isn't it? And like you say, going one goal down, 2 goals down, head starting to drop. It's all about getting used to dealing with those situations and producing your best form when you need to. And I felt that last night, obviously, when Steeton equalised with 7 minutes to go, questions were raised. Can we get back into the game? And within a matter of, I think, 2 minutes, we were 3-1 up. And then obviously yourself scoring a 97th minute penalty to seal the deal. Just how pleased are you with the boys dealing with all that pressure, because you scored the first goal in the 38th minute, and then obviously riding that out and then conceding so near the end. It would have been easy for the lads' heads to drop, but they didn't. We kept fighting, and it's great that the lads have that fighting spirit in them as a team.
Yeah, well, I think it's easy to forget just how young we are. Like most of us have only been playing men's football for like 3-4 years, if that. And we're going up against teams who are mostly like experienced players, and we all get on though, like in the change rooms, like there's no problems or anything. And then I think that's important when you get to a game like that. You go 1-1, no one's blaming anyone. Just got working together to get back in the game, and I properly enjoy it. Like everyone gets on with each other. It's a good laugh at training and everything. Fishy was trying to tell me they're both on goals as well. He said I've scored 4 on goals in the last 4 games, but I'm claiming every one of them.
Now, obviously, in terms of Chadderton Football Club, Arron, it's your second spell at the club. Do you feel the more experience you're gaining, the more that you're developing as a player, but the way that you've matured as a player as well? Obviously, you've learnt things, obviously, since the first time around you was at the club. Do you feel now that the development's going well and you're looking to the future at Chadderton Football Club?
Yeah, well, in my first spell, I was like 17, 18, and I was like a striker, but like even when Fishy came in, he said he just didn't really know what like position I was, but I think now, and even like the start of this season, I was playing on the right wing and everything, but I think I found my position in midfield now, and I'm enjoying it loads and just feeling better with every game I play, to be honest.
Yes, so during the last few games, Arron, I was just going to ask you about your position, really, because obviously you play on the left, you can play on the right. You can play in the centre. What is your favourite position to play in? You can playing just behind the striker. That's where when the ball comes out to you, you can lash onto those loose balls and get a shot away. Is that where you want to play, that more central role?
Yeah, well, I'm really enjoying the formation we're playing at the moment because we're playing like a 4-3-3 with a holding midfielder and then 2 attacking midfielders. And I think as well as attacking midfielders, it's just the perfect balance between being able to get forward and attack, but at the same time being able to get on the ball deep. So I just think it suits me really well, to be honest.
So on a more personal level, Arron, just what is your story really? Where did it first start for you? Obviously, I mentioned that you've been at the club previously. So what made you want to take football up? Obviously, is it something that your parents wanted you to do, or is it something that you've just always loved doing?
I don't think it was ever a conscious choice to start playing football. Like, I'd always played when I was little, and it just sort of happened. Like, I never really thought, oh, I want to go and play football. I was just always playing it. All my mates were playing it and everything. I think my dad took me to Stalybridge soccer schools like on a Saturday when I was like 4 or 5, and then ended up playing there every Sunday until I was about 15, 16. Then I went to Brighton on a Saturday in like the Manchester Premier League. Played there for a bit. Then I went with the manager then took me to Chadderton. But like, I was hardly playing, to be honest. I was just like sub most games, and I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. I was just there watching on the bench, and it was no good for me really. So I left and I just went to Brighton and just started playing football again, and then ended up, I think I spoke to Fishy or something, because my mate Dev is at Chadderton and he spoke about coming back, and then I came back and then just felt miles better. I just really enjoyed it. And I think that was this summer, yeah.
So what's the dressing room like at the minute, Arron? Obviously, it'd be easy for us to get carried away. It's back-to-back victories, the first time we've done it since September, but it is only 2 wins on the spin, and the way we're playing, that so much more can happen. Obviously, scoring 7 goals on Saturday, then another 4 on Wednesday. But what has pleased me the most is we've only conceded the 1 goal in the last 2 games. That's been something that the management team have been looking at. Obviously, we're conceding too many goals. Those 3 goals against St Helens, like I said there, and there's been other games in the season where we've conceded silly goals. So to see it all coming together, especially in Saturday's game, everything just clicked, didn't it? The work rate was fantastic. It could have easily been double figures on Saturday. From start to finish, dominated the possession, played the ball about well, and it just capped off a fantastic performance. And Saturday's match against AFC Darwin, another home fixture. We've scored 10 goals now in our last 2 home games and conceded just the 1. So, is there a feel good factor about playing home matches at Chadderton? Obviously, you and the boys all love playing at home. Is it just something special, a special feeling about a home fixture at Chadderton Football Club?
Yeah, obviously everyone's buzzing. We've won 3 games out of 4, but we're not getting carried away or anything, because it's not that long ago when we went like a full month losing nearly every game. So we need to keep our heads and just keep going. And it's about time we went on a run of winning games, and we know we can do it, because every team we come up against, even when we're getting beat, like, they know better than us. We do better at home, you know. I think everyone's used to their own home pitch, aren't they? Like, especially at Chadderton, it's such a unique pitch, like bending all over the place in it, and yeah, I think we're just used to it.
What I've noticed as well, Arron, it's a unique atmosphere at Chadderton. It's such a friendly environment. As soon as you come through the gate, meet the staff, and everyone's just so nice. And obviously, you go upstairs, go for a drink and what have you, and you can get chatting to the players, supporters, anyone you want. So it's a really good place to come down and watch football, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it, and everyone's dead friendly. You know, you see the same faces every week and speak to them and everything, and it's just a dead good atmosphere. Like, not even in a bad way, but even when we was losing every week, it was still the same. Do you know what I mean? Everyone gets on. It's still a nice atmosphere, and you're not scared to go up and have a drink after the game, even when you lose a game, because everyone's just together. And as well, like the first team and the reserves, we all train together, and you won't be able to tell the difference. Do you know what I mean? And then you get the odd player coming up each week, and they just slot in. It's like you won't even be able to tell that they weren't there every week. It's just a dead good group to be involved in.
So obviously, Arron, next up, we welcome AFC Darwin to the Arcfleet Stadium. We're expecting another tough game. You can't take any opposition lightly in this league, as we found with Steeton, as they lay bottom of the table, but they'd won 4 of the last 5, which is a bit of a false position. So you can't really look at the league tables as to see how a team is doing. So we're expecting another tough game. Is it just the same approach? The same approach as Saturday, the same approach as Wednesday?
Yeah, it's mad in this league. You can win a couple of games and the table is so tight. Like, I think we were a couple of points off the relegation zone the other week and we won these 3 games, and I looked on the table before and we're in the top half. You know what I mean? So you can't, like, you see who you're playing at the weekend and you think, oh, look in the league, see where they are. But I don't really give a fair representation of how good they are. I know we've won a couple of games, but we just can't be complacent. We just need to play as we did in the last couple of games, and if we play like we did in the last 2 games, we'll win.
Yeah, I was speaking to Jack and the gaffer, obviously, after Saturday's win, and it's all about starting games better, isn't it? There's been many games this season where we've been slow out the blocks, conceded early on, and heads have dropped, and it's been more difficult for us to get back in the game. Now, on Saturday, the work rate and the high tempo, the high press was there from the first whistle, really, and that carried us through the match. And it was the same on Wednesday. Those high levels of intensity early on in the game, pressurising the opposition, and they will crack. And is it just about just doing that again, starting the game better and getting a good result?
Yeah, definitely. I think when we get the first goal in games, we kick on and we just play our normal games and we're confident and we play some really good football. And on the other side of things, we just need to, if they score early, we just need to not let it get in our heads and just carry on. Like St Helens, they scored 1 and all of a sudden it was 3-0. You didn't know what was going on. We normally do score a few goals. Like, we've got loads of goals in the team. Confidence, and if you work hard and you get a goal ahead, and then it all comes out and we all start playing well. But it can just be a bit edgy if you're getting beat or something, especially when we was going through that run of not winning games. Like, you just think more about what you're doing every time you get the ball and everything. But when you're winning, you just play your normal game and it's miles better.
I do know that you and the lads, Aaron, you like to have a laugh on social media and stuff like that, and you like to rip each other every now and again. But it's a great friendly atmosphere at the club between the players and the staff. I noticed that I was speaking to Jack Turnbull after the game, and he's been at the club since he was 16 on and off. Now, players like yourself, young players, you must be looking up to him and thinking, I could be captain of this club. I'd love to captain this club. I'd love to. Obviously, he's got on the score sheet 6 times this season as well. You mentioned goals there. Goals are coming from all over the pitch. Obviously, Dylan's our top scorer with 8. But there's a few players on 6 and 5s, and the goals are really coming from everywhere. I mean, even Scott Cullen scored that audacious goal from outside the box on Saturday. So it's very pleasing for the players to know that you're not just relying on one player to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, I think he posted that picture on Twitter of my feet after the game on Wednesday, didn't he? Honestly, though, I think the day I start looking up to Jack Turnbull, I'll probably have to have my boots up. No, I'm only joking. He's great, Jack. He's proper good to have around the group and everything, and he really helped me when I came back, settling in and that, and he scores goals. It's not like we have one goal scorers, we've got goals coming from everywhere. It's dead evenly spread, and I think that's what you want really as a manager.
So final word, Aaron, just what's it like playing under Fishy as the gaffer? Obviously, we've had 2 spells at the club now, both under Fishy. I've noticed that he is a great manager, isn't he? He knows exactly what to say to the players, and not just as a group, but as individuals. He knows exactly how to pick you up when you're feeling down. He knows what to say to you to lift you before a game. And at half-time, maybe if we've put in a bad first-half performance, he knows exactly how to pick the boys up and get them ready for the second half. Just what's it been like for you on a personal level, playing for David Fish?
Yeah, well, I've never really responded to anyone, like managers going mad at me and having a go at me, and I don't really like that. But with Fish, he's always positive, and I really like that. Like, I'll know full well I've had a dead bad game, and he'll still have something good to say. Like, he'll say well played, and it's the same with Ashley. Like, and I really respond well to that, I think. He's still trying to get me to stop trying to make people in my own half, though.
Arron Scholes, thank you very much for being a part of Chad TV this evening. It's been an absolute laugh, and it's been great to share your views on the season so far, and I wish you and the boys all the best against AFC Darwin on Saturday. We'll all be there. Chad TV will be there as always, filming the game. And thanks for being a part of the show this week, and I'm sure we'll chat again very soon.
Thanks a lot, Tom. I'll see you on Saturday.